Hi guys, this is the next requested video. Basically, I was asked, would I recommend a makeup, basically like a manual book, just to rely on and go to for those times where you're in between your course in makeup and you just need something to rely on. I do have a lot of makeup books. I've got the Bobbi Brown, but the one that I found most informative because it goes through absolutely everything was the one that I would recommend just to have close by, especially if you're a beginner, but also if you're if you're a very experienced makeup artist, is to have the Makeup Makeovers by Robert Jones. I absolutely just still find inspiration from this book. I think out of all the books there are, this book goes through everything in so much detail that there really is no room for error. So this is what the cover looks like. So that's the cover. And the first section of the book is just product knowledge. So he really makes sure, and I love the models he uses as well. So that's the start of the book there. So it's just basically all the models that he'll use throughout the book. And then it's got the index as well, right there. And the first one is part 1, getting ready. So this book is all about you, who you are, who you want to be, and who you can be. And Robert Jones says, "I truly feel that every woman is beautiful. It is just a matter of recognizing your beauty and making it your focus." So basically, then he goes into the words. So mastering the words in makeup. So he really doesn't. This is what I found so much better than all the other books, because he really goes through application and talking about breaking it down to basic terms. Really, you find that he'll tell you about definitions for some of the most common used words in makeup, and you make sure you understand them, and you'll be talking like a makeup pro and things like that pretty soon, because you'll get to know the different words and what they mean. And this is what I was talking about, product knowledge. Basically, he goes through every single makeup piece and he really breaks it down for you. So he starts off with foundation and he tells you about that. Then he goes into concealer and he goes into primer and he goes into liner. He goes into everything. And then at the back, the next section is the tools. So that I found that really at the beginning when I was first starting, I found that really useful. And the tools of the trade, and he really does break those down. So you can see here on this section he does all about the eyeshadows, and then he breaks that down for you as well. Eyeshadow brushes, and then he goes into blush brushes, and he also has his own range as well. So that's good. Then he talks about makeup and you. So skin tone. So before he's talked about foundation and he's talked about concealer, he's talked about the different types, he's talked about what would suit this type of person, what would suit that type of person, and then he talks about colour and skin tone. So making it simple, and what he means is to how to match your skin tone to foundation or to a client's skin as well. So he really just breaks everything down, and then it begins. Once he's gone through that, he goes through all the different models that you see in the beginning. So the picture that I showed you at the start, these women here are all then broken down. Their face shape is broken down. So what kind of face shape? Is it oval? Is it round? Is it circle? And if it's a circle, what would suit and what would really reflect the beauty of that face? So he really I'll show you a picture, because I think the words don't really describe it. He really breaks down every kind of possible face shape you could come in contact with in terms of clients. And that's really what I found amazing, and very useful as well, because then you'll obviously have an idea, if you get a client, of what you could do to kind of make the most of that person's shape. And I'll just find that was section 4, so let me just have a look. But yes, this is definitely a book that I would recommend you get and keep close by. So here we are. So this lady was on the start of the book. Her name was Rhonda Shastine. Face shape is a pear, and her eyes shape is close set. So she has close set eyes. And the shadows that he would find beneficial for her are shimmer flesh. Mid tone would be a matte taupe, and the contour would be a shimmer golden brown. So he's really making the most of her brown eyes there, and he's bringing in her cheeks with the contouring as well. So she does have a pear-shaped face, but he's also making the most of that by bringing in those cheeks. So he really does kind of step by step. And then you see the next lady down here. Her name is Cheryl Steinman, and her face shape is also a pear, and her eye shape is hooded. So again, a lot of it has to do with not only face shape but eye shape, and how that would actually reflect back in terms of makeup, if it would look good or what wouldn't look good. And this is where you really can't make a mistake, because he does really go through everything. And if you go onto this side, I'm sorry, for her he has said that for hooded eyes and for her shape he has recommended a shimmer beige, a mid-tone would be a matte dark taupe, and then the contour would be a matte dark brown. And he said his objective was to give the illusion of a more oval shaped face and to minimise the hooded appearance. So he really does go into everything for you. And again, you can take that and kind of take that all in and then use that for your clients and things like that as well. And the next one here is Linda. She's the top one up here, the blonde. And she has again a pear shape, but she has a pear-shaped face, but she has basic eyes. And he has suggested a shimmer beige again for the highlight. A mid-tone would be a matte taupe, and the contour a shimmer golden brown. So not as intense as the other page for the other ladies, but still giving that good effect as well. And down here, this is a very common face shape. This lady here, if you can just see there. Okay, and her name is Michelle Boyle, and she has a square face, and I find that this is quite a common face shape. Her eyes are wide set, so she's wide set eyes, and her shadow he would suggest for her would be, he's keeping it very natural, shimmer beige, mid-tone matte dark taupe, contour shimmer golden brown, and it does really kind of benefit her eyes as well. So I won't go through the whole book with you, but in terms of if you're a person who really wants to get very, very serious about makeup, you want to be taken seriously as a makeup artist, and you also want to be a person with the product knowledge to give that client so that they do come back and do revisit and do recommend you to friends and things like that, read the book and keep it close. It's called Makeovers by Robert Jones, and I would very, very highly recommend that. And I'll just, before I go on, before I leave you guys, I'll just show you the kind of other things that he does. So, for example, we were talking about hooded eyes. He then goes through a step-by-step process with you. You can see here on how to actually apply the colour to somebody with hooded eyes that would actually make them kind of look like they don't have hooded eyes and kind of really give them that kind of wide-eyed look and effect. And he goes through all the different eye shapes. So then you have, obviously, like we talked about earlier, with our wide set eyes. Again, you have the same kind of drawings here and a person here with wide set eyes. And again, you find that the people that he's used in this book, because I did his online course, he does have a Robert Jones makeup artistry course online. You can do it distance learning, so that's great. Very, very good. But you find the same models in this book, which was written, I think, it was about 99. Are the women in the videos on the distance learning course. So he uses the same people, so it's kind of funny, and he talks about that as well. I mean, he does have other books out, but this is the one. Because of the entirety of the knowledge in the book, I would really, really highly recommend this for you guys. Makeup Makeovers by Robert Jones. And it was a requested video just to ask what would be the best book in terms of information going forward as I'm starting out as a makeup artist. And this is definitely one that I would choose because it just gives you everything you need to know in terms of face shape, eye shape, even things like wide set, close set eyes, because they're the kind of things that you need to keep in mind when you're going to see somebody, or if somebody comes in, if you're at a counter and somebody comes in and says, I would really like this kind of look, but you know that look may not benefit them, but you have something else in mind. This book is very good for that. So that was just another requested video done for you guys. I will be coming up with you another video quite shortly. Thank you for requesting the video, and I'll see you in the next one.